To me, the Black Lives Matter movement is far from political. As a Black and Hispanic adult, I see it as an issue of human rights that affects the future of the people I hold closest to my heart. This is why I was moved to photograph someone who is passionate about the Black community and is trying to make a difference now to ensure that my little brother, or even my cousins, don't have to grow up in the chaos and inequality that 2020 has surely uncovered. This is how I found local activist Skip Gibbs, a man who's tired of trying to convince people that his life matters as a Black individual in America. Skip has led protests, camped outside of the police station, and done all in his power to make his voice heard, without the change he desired. However, rather than falling into silence, he's decided to take matters into his own hands with a fresh, creative solution: the Brightwood Permaculture Farm. According to Skip, this farm is an opportunity for the Black community to practice autonomy and self-sufficiency in a space where people can work, perform, create, relax, and carry about their lives in an accepting society to call their own. As you pull into a lot that leads you to the 4 acres of land dedicated to this project, you're immediately greeted by Skip, who will gladly guide you through his community in progress. A makeshift basketball court opens the tour in good spirits, where Skip will stop to tell you about how he and his friends shoot hoops on any given day of the week. Maybe 15 feet further, you'll spot an old barn built decades ago, and arguably the center of Brightwood. Though it may not look like much from the outside, Skip saw its character and potential from the beginning. In October, this very building housed the first market event at the permaculture farm, full of vendors who sold handmade candles, jewelry, and home and beauty products. It also held excitement, and most importantly, people to enjoy it all. And of course, it wouldn't be an event without an interview from local news. Now that the market has come to a close, the barn holds the most essential tools and quite literally the fuel that runs the work done each day. It even hovers over friends of Skip's who choose to help out. In the future, this barn will be the infrastructure for a community center, furnished with sturdy walls, a workspace, a shop full of clothes and products from local businesses, and a conference room open to all. If you look closely enough, you'll notice that the entirety of this community is covered in these tiny glowing lights. The small detail adds to the welcoming nature of the farm by accentuating the warmth of the energy within it, while it also showcases the effort everyone puts into the farm. On this note, after familiarizing yourself with each area, you'll definitely bump into a few of the many volunteers on the property, including one of our very own Duke professors. Brightwood's volunteers work in all domains, bringing their own expertise to the table in a collective effort. Some cut down trees and clear space for things like duplexes or a parking lot to be constructed next year. A couple barter with Skip and bring goats to aid in the clearing process. A few others work together using the land's natural resources to create seating in front of a stage where upcoming artists will one day perform. Until then, this is a space for children to dance their little hearts out. Others like Aria will help tend to the garden, which currently holds collard greens and an assortment of flowers. She'll also scout out a spot for the stream, all while working on the 3-part compost system. The hope is to use nutrients from this system to infuse the soil so that plants of all kinds can be grown and harvested outside of the greenhouse hoops, and to harbor a healthy ecosystem. There is always a need for someone to carry the black wagon back and forth full of materials, especially in the making of the mulch trails that expand on the property each week. In another area, a volunteer or two may help rake leaves to keep the farm tidy throughout the fall. Regardless, in each and every task, you'll notice that Skip remains a part of it all. But as the day jumps to a close, the crew soon begins to wind down and heads to the sinks to wash up. It is now when moments of reflection about the day occur, and you realize that though it takes time and effort, with each visit, progress is made, whether small or big. Once you've indulged in the motion of the property, time stops as you come across this large open area that reveals just how natural, bare, and organic the farm is, which represents how Skip started from the ground up, physically and in morale, to transform this land into a home. The greens and natural tones, combined with the crispness of the air, bestow a beautiful sense of peace and rest you never knew you needed. As this blissful moment closes, the volunteers let loose and prepare to head out. But not before Skip, who is also a former chef, cooks a quick and simple meal of chicken tacos. With full stomachs and tired bodies, lingering conversation eventually comes to an end as everyone says their goodbyes and plans a next visit. It's inevitable that Skip will take on one last late-night project until he gets tired, but it is only now when he finally takes a spot in his yurt, all in a day's work. The year comes to an end almost as quickly as the day did, but we can rest assured that Skip will continue to work for a better tomorrow.